I was this much like all the rest. I've got a kind of a system when it comes to creating a sermon, and it's actually my favorite part of the whole thing is in the creation of it. And every once in a while, God will just come with a sledgehammer and change it all. And that's what he did late last night. So I had a plan, and it was pretty good. And then the Lord said, okay, hold on, do this. And then it just kind of came and flowed, and we'll see how it comes out. So as I was praying, and when this came into my head, it immediately just kind of unfolded, would be the best way to put it. And it was about control. About, we can love things to death and just, smother them and cover them and not good. So what do we have control of? We know there's a lot of things we don't have control of, but what do we have control of? And then it just unfolded. We have control of our prayer, Bible reading, unity of the church, being a service. I'm sure there's others, but those are the ones that jumped into my head.
Could you say that again, please?
Prayer.
Prayer.
Reading. Unity. And service.
Thank you.
And they've all been touched on during the testimonies this morning. I was listening, and they all came out. The prayer part of it is, vitally important for us to connect with the creator of the universe. And that's the humbling part, is that the creator of everything, in the beginning, God. The Bible kicks off with that. That guy loves me. Yeah. The guy that made the mountains, the valleys, all the animals, all the organisms, all the intricate details of time and space and all that. That guy loves me. That guy wants to talk to me. And I got to do it. I've got to actually do it. And he wants to. It's like having a job, and the CEO of the company wants to talk to you. So you're in your office. The boss wants to know how I'm doing. I've got to open the door. And one of my favorite scriptures about prayer is Matthew 6, 5 through 8. It's Jesus talking. And I just love the way he puts it. He puts it in a way that I can really see it and feel it. I guess maybe because it starts off with some negative. It says, when you pray, don't be like the hypocrites who love to pray publicly on street corners and in the synagogues where everyone can see them. I tell you the truth. That is all the reward they will ever get. But when you pray, go away by yourself, shut the door behind you, and pray to your Father in private. Then your Father who sees everything will reward you. When you pray, don't babble on and on as the Gentiles do. They think their prayers are answered merely by repeating their words again and again. Don't be like them, for your Father knows exactly what you need even before you ask. So that tells us exactly how to pray, which is very, very informative. So go get quiet and talk to the Lord. That's the most beautiful thing. And that's the best part of my day, every day, is praying to talk to God. And he knows. And whether you talk to him just as a friend or as the CEO of the company, as the guy that created heaven and earth. He just wants to hear from you. He just wants to hear what your heart has. And most of the time when I do it, it's out loud. You know, I know God can pop into your head and read your thoughts. I get it, but there's something comforting to me to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Say it out loud. 'Cause I know He knows my hearts and my intent, but maybe the neighbors can hear. I don't know, but to say it out loud, alone in your prayer closet, in your prayer, wherever you pick, and the more time I spend in prayer, the better I feel. It's a direct correlation. You know, prayer was. There was a movie a long time ago, and I don't remember the movie, but I had the vision of it, of a super old rich guy that lived in a giant mansion and had all these all the kids' friends, all the grandkids, everybody. Just he's the reason for everything. This old man was. He had the money, he had the big business, and everybody had motorcycles and jet skis and all these things. They were all, because of him, they had all these things, and they're always out doing and going. And the old man's just sitting there in a recliner, and just doesn't know his grandkids, just waiting. He's still the reason all these kids are running around on their toys and having all these parties. And all he wants is one of the kids to come say hi. Just come say hi. So that's kind of the mental image of God, is like He made all this for us. Just wants to talk.
Yeah.
Just wants to talk. He's not going to go and take it all away, but He just wants all of us to just come say hi.
Yeah.
Come say hi. Get to know Him. And it goes right into the study part of this, the Bible reading. You know, it's not just studying the Word. John 1 through 5 tells us it's the whole thing. In the beginning, the Word already existed. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He existed in the beginning with God. God created everything through Him, and nothing was created except through Him. The Word gave life to everything that was created, and His life brought light to everyone. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never be extinguished. Jesus Christ is the Word.
Yeah.
So the more I study the Word, the more I'm getting to know Him.
Yes.
The more time I put into studying the Word, the more He gets to know me. And in studying the Word, it doesn't matter if you remember it. It doesn't matter necessarily how much you study it, as long as you do it every day. If you treat it like food, you know, it doesn't matter what I had for lunch 2 months ago, but I know I had something, and it came into me, and it sustained me, and it made life continue, just like the Word. It's not so important to take the notes and study and all that. It's get it in. It's get it in, like drinking water. You have to drink water to live. But it doesn't matter necessarily. The water came out of the tap, it came from this place, and you don't need to know the chemical composition of whatever fluid you're drinking. You have to do these things. So the Word, if I look at it like that, I have to ingest it every day as much as I can. And that is, in turn, getting to know Christ, Christ getting to know me getting better, me getting stronger, me praying, me spending time with God is in studying the Word. The more time I spend with them, better my life is, for some odd reason. And I certainly I understand it, and I get it. So I can control that. I can control how much time I spend with the Lord. You know, it might mean less sleep. You know, it might mean getting up early. It might whatever. I still have control of prayer, and I have control of reading the Word. Now, I don't have control of the humans. I don't have control of everybody on 191, but I have control of those two things for sure. And then the other one, the unity. Did I write that in the right order? I did. Unity is a gathering. What we're doing here, what we, talks about being unevenly yoked. The unity, the being around fellow believers, bouncing stuff off of each other, and being, Jesus hung out with all the sinners, but his closest friends were the disciples. They were his group, and then go out there and talk to all the sinners, all the dirtbags, and to be friends with them, to be close with them, and be around them a lot. But you've got to have this. We've got to have close friends. We have to have, whether it be a Bible study or church or everything that has to be there. And one of the scriptures for it is Hebrews 10:24 and 25. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. Meet, gather, open your homes. Attempt to call more often, attempt to be closer to the core group, and let that core group continue to change, and make a conscious effort to do it. Not see the phone ring and go, ugh. Not have a plan to go somewhere and have dinner with somebody and, they're so boring. I don't want to go there. No, it's make it have control of that. And Matthew 18:20, just a real quick one. For where 2 or 3 gather together as my fellow followers, I am there among them. Yep. So we meet, we come together, we ask the Lord to be there. He's there. Yeah. He's there. Why would we want to neglect that? Why would we purposely want to miss that? Because where we're gathered, he is there. And there's 2, 3, 10, 20, whatever the number is, doesn't matter. And that's the other thing. We have control of that. Not always, not 100%, but we certainly do from time to time. We have control as to who we hang out with, who we spend most of our time with in the unity. And that rolls us straight into service. Being of service. No, I didn't write it here, but Jesus washing the feet. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to help somebody move. the God that created the heavens and the earth and all the planets washed feet. And it's Saturday afternoon. I'm supposed to be watching a game. What am I doing? No, we be of service. And the scripture I picked out was Mark 10:43 and 45. 43 through 35, sorry.
10 what?
43 through 45. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. Or whoever wants to be first among you must be the slave of everyone else. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others, and to give his life as a ransom for many. So when it comes to being of service, that's where my life has kind of changed there for a long time. It was be of service because I can pick up a couch. I can move. I can do the thing of helping people move. I can put your refrigerator wherever you need it. Yes, ma'am. And so that was being a service. Now I'm getting a little bit older. It's kind of a secret. A little bit older. Limping around a little bit. But the moving of refrigerator to a 3rd floor apartment it's easy because that's for me. It was super easy as far as it's just a thing to do. You get the equipment and move, and it's heavy, and you're done. The part that gets hard is the for me, especially back then, is the other stuff, the prayer, reading the Bible, and listening to people, being compassionate, being of service in that way, of counseling people, of helping comfort people. That was tougher for me than moving a fridge. Now my world's switching a little bit. It's kind of getting but I'm learning. I'm learning. The hardest part, I think, is my pride, where I'm learning that I can't move the refrigerator as easily as I wanted to. Maybe another knee surgery, and I'll be back to moving fridges. But most of us sense a real tolerance of other people's shortcomings and viewpoints, and a respect for their opinions or attitudes which make us more useful to others. Our lives depend upon our constant thought of others and how we may help meet their needs. That sounds like a lot, because there's a lot of humans out there that I don't want to be around, I guess would be the nice way to put it. Real tolerance of other people's shortcomings and viewpoints. Like not just tolerance, but real tolerance. How can I help meet their needs? So the service part is I don't know, like you got the glob of unity, and the service is the legs of it, just going out and being out there, and real tolerance of their shortcomings and loving them, purposely trying to love them. That's the other part of the control of, is the word says to love your neighbor. My neighbors are hard to love, but the word doesn't say love your neighbors that you deem worthy of your service and your love. God loves them all of them. Now, how can I pick and choose who it is to be of service to? How can I pick? And then we always seem to get into James somehow, some way. And James 2:17 through 20. So you see, faith by itself isn't enough. Unless it produces good deeds, it is dead and useless. Now, everyone may argue. Some people have faith, others have good deeds. But I say, how can you show me your faith if you don't have good deeds? I will show you my faith by my good deeds. You say you have faith, for you believe that there is one God. Good for you. Even the demons believe this, and they tremble in terror. How foolish. Can't you see that faith without good deeds is useless? Faith without works is dead. We have the faith to prove it. We be a service. That's the other part that we have control of. Because I don't feel like it. I don't want to. I got something else going on. Something I deem more important than being of service and to have good deeds. I don't think they deserve my time. Some of those kind of awful things. It's not up to me. It's not my business. It's none of my business what they think. It's none of my business what they do. My job is to be a service. It's to love them where they're at. Wash their feet. Sounds big, but we're all God's kids. And we get to talk about that and share those experiences with each other when we come together in unity. Like, I did this. Oh, I did this. Like, oh. And we get to share the experiences in unity and then go out and be a service and show love and show our faith by our works. And that's the things we have control of. And then the other thing that pops into my head is the negative part of this, the control. And it's almost witchcraft whenever I'm praying for people. You know, if we do it the wrong way, you know, we prayer is one of the things we have control of. But if I'm praying for somebody to do something, it's kind of like casting a spell. You know, that's almost like me telling God what they need to do, even if it's something good. So I can't do that. I can't. Something as simple as I'm gonna pick on you, Bruce. But if I'm praying for Bruce to pay his tithing, all right, now I'm trying to cast a spell on somebody, and that's not it. I mean, our prayers should be, God, give them whatever you'd give to me. Work in their life. So rather than the prayer being straight to them and have them do what I think is right, even though it would be right, it's still me in there meddling. It's me having the wrong kind of control. I think it's good because the word says it. Whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. I'm just a human. The Lord's got this thing. The Lord's the one that knows what's going on, and we get into this very dirty witchcraft to have people do what I want them to do, even though it's good. You know, I can see that at work or with kids or whatever. It's like, just do what I say to do. It'll be better for everybody. Don't you know I'm trying? And I'm the one getting all torqued up, and I'm imparting my will on other humans to do what I think is right. Whenever God's got this whole thing planned, He's got this entire thing. We come up with the great plans, and the it's all the Lord, and the Lord does what He deems is right, no matter what I say. So my prayers, rather than witchcraft type of prayers, need to be just God, take this, you know this, and the beauty of it is that I'm praying, I'm talking to God, and if I can talk to God more, then I see more of, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. The plans are laid out pretty clear and pretty easy. It's not rocket surgery. It's love God with all your heart. Love your neighbors as yourself. The end. The end. So it's I get torqued up about all the other details, and none of the details are my business. What God does is His business. My business is prayer, studying the Word, gather together, and be a service where I can. That's all I wrote down. Holy Spirit just said, shut up, Jesse. Okay, and that kind of came all of a sudden last night. So thank y'all for listening to that. Thank you guys very much. We do have communion today.
Amen.
We are going to do communion. And anybody have any questions about this or anything else? Sorry to call you out, Bruce.